FNaF fan games are a topic that I've actually barely covered on this channel. Despite my overwhelming love for this subgenre of mascot horror, it's rare that I actually cover a fan game on my channel. However, today, I want to change that, and cover some of my favorite fan games by making a top 10 list of my favorite FNaF fan games of all time. However, before we start, I have to lay out 3 rules for the types of games that will be on this list. The 3 rules for this list are: number 1, only fan games will be on it, meaning no official FNaF works. 2, I won't be covering any fan-made reimaginings of official games, meaning that all games on this list will have original characters or ideas present. And 3, I won't be covering any demos or beta releases, meaning that all of the games here have to be complete and finished releases. With all of that out of the way, let's start with number 10. Taking the number 10 slot on this list is the Joy of Creation story mode by Nixon, a game where you play as Scott Cawthon himself, as well as other members of his family, while they attempt to fight off twisted versions of the Freddy gang, dubbed the Ignited animatronics. While I know most of the fanbase absolutely adores this game, I've always found it a bit overrated. While I really enjoyed the first 2 nights that featured well thought out mechanics and good scares, the rest of the nights felt pretty underwhelming. Night 3 was way too easy, Night 4 was scary in the second half but confusing in the first, and Night 5 was just way too tedious. The story is also fine, but nothing super interesting. There's plenty of good aspects to this game, but I just didn't enjoy it enough to give it higher than the number 10 spot. At number 9, we have The Return to Bloody Nights by Kozovsky, one of the many fan games based on Fredbear's Family Diner. To me, the strongest aspect of this game is its character designs, with the regular suits looking clean and stylistic, while the prototype suits look more rough and creepy. The gameplay also has some clever evolutions of classic FNaF mechanics, and the story has us playing as Phone Guy and scanning the bots for ghosts or something. However, this game does have a few strange design choices, such as randomized night lengths, and a phone guy who is a very obvious Cave Johnson ripoff. I still enjoyed this game a decent amount though, so it takes number 9. At number 8 is Juniors, an incredibly unique fan game developed by Ramanov and the Juniors team, having you use the tools in your office to confirm which animatronic is haunted, as well as keeping them repaired. There's also a Night 6, featuring both a FNaF 2 inspired night and a boss fight against Mangle. While I do really enjoy the gameplay, I do think the character designs are a bit over the top, and the story does feel a bit disconnected at times. I still had a fun time with the actual gameplay though, so Juniors goes in number 8. Mary's Arcade is a completely original FNaF fan game created by Sunday, where you have to defend yourself against the 3 animatronics from the titular Mary's Arcade establishment. What I love so much about this game is the fact that the gameplay is not only really unique, but also incredibly creative and challenging. You're given an audio lure system, as well as a buzzer to freeze animatronics in place. And you need to manage these 2 systems in order to keep Mary and Rascal out of your office. There's also Scarlet, who simply has to be watched on the cameras. If you're looking for a fan game that is genuinely challenging yet fun, I cannot recommend this game enough. Although I do think it can be a bit too challenging at times, so it gets the number 7 slot. Coming in at number 6, we have A Bite at Freddy's by Garrett McKay, taking place in a fast food type restaurant and having you defend yourself against talk show versions of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy while confirming orders. What I absolutely love about this game is its extreme level of charm and not taking itself too seriously. with tons of jokes and comedical bits everywhere, as well as very clean visuals. There's also a custom night with a ton of unique challenges, and much more. So this game goes at number 6. Tealerland is actually a somewhat free-roam FNaF fan game taking place at the Tealerland amusement park. The main objective of each night is to build a luring device and then take control of it to contain all of the animatronics, whose designs are absolutely terrifying. The fresh gameplay, unique elements such as perks, and chilling atmosphere all come together to create a pretty awesome fan game for me. However, I do think this game can be a bit overwhelming at times with all of the mechanics, so it takes the number 5 slot. Playtime with Percy is genuinely such a charming and passion-filled game, with an original 2D art style that never fails to amaze me. It's honestly mind-boggling how good this fan game looks, despite the fact that everything has a 2D hand-drawn aesthetic. There's also a lot of fun mechanics, as well as between night segments that surprised me with how much tension they had, despite the goofy yet lovable characters. The final boss fight in particular really wowed me with its gameplay, but I won't spoil it too much, just go play this game for yourself. The Glitched Attraction from Powerline Studios is a free-roam FNaF fan game with incredibly innovative escape room-esque gameplay, tasking you with escaping 5 rooms based on different FNaF games and 1 trip through a warehouse, while animatronics pursue you. This game is an absolute blast to experience, especially on a first playthrough, with tons of iconic moments and cool scares. The story of this game also provides us with a refreshing take on the lore of Security Breach, with Fanny making the attraction in order to lure people in to extract their remnant to resurrect Afton. It's an extremely fun game that proves free-roam FNaF can absolutely work when done properly, so it lands at number 3. Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese's Rebooted by the Radiance team is a reimagining of a classic FNaF fan game from 2015, made by, I'm assuming, a teenager, which was then remastered by Radiance with the help of the now grown-up original developer. This game not only manages to capture the horror of the original FNaF 1 pretty closely, but also does a phenomenal job at paying tribute to the classic Chuck E. Cheese era, which to someone like me, who is interested in real-life animatronics, is amazing. There is so much creepy factor and quality in this game's art direction and design that it feels like a genuine work of art, so I'm gonna have to give this game the number 2 slot. But of course, there's one game that tops all of the others on this list. That being... Fredbear and Friends Left to Rot is a classic point-and-click FNaF game developed by Garrett McKay, aka the same guy behind A Bite at Freddy's. The game stars you as a detective looking for your missing son, while traversing Fredbears over the course of 5 task-based levels. I could honestly make an entire video explaining why this game is an absolute masterpiece. Everything from environments, to character designs, gameplay, story, etc. It's so amazing and nostalgic feeling. The mix of classic FNaF ideas like Fredbears and office segments, mixed with fresh concepts like the new characters and story, is perfect. I love this game with my whole heart, and couldn't recommend enough that you play it for yourself. In fact, I love this game so much that I made a full recreation of it in Minecraft, but that's a video for another day. In conclusion, FNaF fan games will always hold a special place in my heart for providing new and innovative ways to expand on the series. There are plenty of other games I would recommend that unfortunately didn't make this list, but the 10 I shared today are ones that I think are absolute must-plays. Let me know what your favorite FNaF fan game is down below, and as always, I'm Supersonic, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.